Good morning, Robert.
Well, we got him on steroids last week.
You told me a little bit.
Yeah, so it's,
That's good.
yeah,
We need to do
they're
what
still
we need to do.
bothering him, but
We need to
We'll
do
see,
what
yeah.
we need to do. And let us be seated and gather again. Thank you for being here. We will grow as the morning unfolds. Our gathering will grow. And now we will begin with our opening song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Let there be peace on earth, let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, and peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, and we all are real. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment, contain each moment, peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And you may be seated, please. And we welcome each other to Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church. We're glad to be here together. And as we gather, it's so well said in our invocation. Thank you, Mother, Father, God, Creator, Source, for bringing us all together. As we come together, we open our hearts in gratitude for this space and this opportunity, for friendship and our connection to Spirit. And with this, we say thank you. And we have come to our service of Spirit connection. Once a month, here it is again. And now, our intention. And now our intention. Which we've temporarily misplaced. It was here just a little bit ago. So, I will say that our intention, people, is to gather together in our form of service, our form of leadership. We're led by a wonderful, strong board of trustees. And by having a variety of speakers, we are very grateful to have the messages from all kinds of people in our community, our personal community here, and as well in our extended community of Duluth and the region. And so it is. Here we are together. And now I will set our introductions for our service today. It is our Spirit Connection service that we hold once a month. And first I'll introduce ourselves, the board who are participating in this service. And we start with our Vice President Carrie on the piano and in the office and serving many ways. Thank you for your music, Carol, for us today. In our tech room, we have Steve Plaza, and he's spelled off back and forth with Andrew Mazutsky. We're grateful for the tech that allows us to reach to many of you out there in Zoom and on YouTube later on. Thank you for that. And then myself as well, Carolyn Sheets. I'm the president of the board, and we are leading ourselves through me learning a new kind of leadership in an Aquarian way of a flat system, where we do things together, and yet it still takes somebody holding the rudder. We're glad we can do it together. Now our service today will be led after our opening parts by Barbara With and Emily Christenson, who come together with us for the last few months, once a month, and will probably continue to do so. Barbara With is also a member of our board and is also a decades-long channel of very pure standing, and she brings us her services as we connect with Spirit, our partners in Spirit, on the other side, including our former pastor, the Rev, and including many, many members from many, many decades and the last century that join with us. Emily Christensen comes to us locally from Two Harbors, and she is a medium, and she has deep in the training, and she's come and been guided to us to practice demonstrating mediumship, which is the particular form that we do here and that is done around the world by demonstrating mediums seeking contact for delivering messages and communication between people on the other side and their loved ones here. So we thank you all for that. Thank you for coming, Emily. Barbara, thank you for being there on Zoom. And now we will turn to our principles, people. They're on this half page. And we will read them together, and we will also follow that with our church affirmation. So you're going to use both of your papers. And so we will stand for the principles, please. Reading them together. We believe God is the eternal source and creator of all, and is present in everything. Our eternal soul, endowed with free will, grows through many lifetimes. Communication occurs between the physical and spiritual worlds. Prayer and meditation strengthen our connection to the divine. All healing comes from Source. Seeking this for ourselves and compassion for others' suffering is the highest priority. Because we are all one, what we do unto others, we do unto ourselves. The choice of love is always open for every soul. Living these principles leads us to grow in divine love. Thank you. And now we'll turn to the church affirmation, which we will read together. We totally accept the belief that God is in charge of the affairs and direction of Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church. We know that as our thoughts of trust and joyful anticipation join in harmony with the thoughts of all members of this fellowship, we attract the right ministerial leadership to our spiritual community, and we are grateful. Thank you. Be seated, please. Now, as every Sunday, we turn to our healing bowl, which is alive and available energetically all the time. So at any time, we can set and place an intention, a prayer within the bowl. Right now, we wonder who among our community today gathered or on Zoom has prayers they would like to ask us to add to our prayer time in a moment. Anybody have any requests?
Holy Spirit, I ask for myself and our family, for everything and those that I know close to us and around us. But I also ask for everyone here, because everyone here is a spirit of the universe, and you will always be that for every lifetime you have. And thank you all for being here.
Continued prayers for my sister Molly, who is going through chemo now. She's had her surgery and she's doing the chemo. She seems to have very high spirits, which is a good thing. And she's continuing to move forward. And we actually went for a walk together on Friday, which I think was a positive step in the right direction. So we're moving forward, but continued prayers for that, and continued prayers for our good Lita, who we want to know what's going on for her so she knows what to do for the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Continued prayers for Sarah Paginen with metastatic cancer.
As always, we pray for Mother Earth, for Gaia, and all of humanity in all the suffering and all the joy and growth. May we all lift up all of ourselves and the planet with compassion, love, healing, and light. Thank you all. And now we will sing In the Silence, page 74. And then we'll go into our silent prayer. And we will pray. Amen. And now we welcome through her voice Barbara With, who will bring us our healing meditation and our connection to our partners in spirit.
Good morning, everyone. Let's begin to breathe together. Deeply in, deeply out. And close your eyes. I see you all sitting in our beloved sanctuary. Turn inward and come on a short meditation with me. Imagine, if you will, that you're standing with me in this ancient forest. The air is thick and wet, and the trees look like ants, as if they're alive, talking to you now, as if they were human and could communicate with you as clearly as the person sitting next to you. And as you walk through the forest and get deeper and deeper into the heart, and the trees begin to canopy, and they're all glowing green and moist. And under your feet, there's crispy leaves and wet ground. And feel your feet grounded in the earth. And feel the connection that you have to these trees. Feel that they're ancient. And let them remind you of your eternal soul. That energetic part of you that is grounded in the planet Earth, in the Mother Earth. Feel the energy of unity as the forest is one body and you are one with that forest. And hear the birds, all kinds of birds singing together, a song of praise for the glory of creation on this beautiful, beautiful morning. And be in the stillness and in the peace that passes all understanding of who made this forest, who created, who designed, who inspired to manifest. That's the mystery we want to embrace and be embraced by. So we will command that only the most divine light shine down upon you at this time, and the greatest good be present here. Good morning to all. It is with great joy that we come to you this morning with this voice of uplifting energy and hope and praise and gratitude. And why are we so optimistic today? It is because of you. Because you have come here again, as we have for generations, Sunday after Sunday, and you bring your wide open hearts. And you feel that openness, not just in yourself, but you feel the synergy as you sit next to those who are also wide open, who also have the same intention, and that is to bring this beautiful world of amazing miracles into the next stage of evolution, where love is recognized as the force of the universe, surging through your energy, what you are made of. And we here on the other side of the veil, who are gathered here every Sunday with you, and you will join us here when you leave there, so there are no worries with that. We are a party, we are a congregation, we are a choir. We are the hope and the light of the world. That inclusive we of all of us on this side of the veil, and of those of you still in your physical bodies who come to this sturdy church on the hill, by the water, under these most amazing heavens. And you come here with gratitude. And as you think about yourself sitting in that forest, that medieval, magical, mystical, ancient forest that is bathing you in light and love and compassion, and you think of yourself sitting in that forest, also sitting in that church, and also this part of you that is with us in the non-physical, in the afterlife. You are here with us. You're very busy right now, using all of your focus to create your physical bodies and have the physical experiences. But there is this part of you that is right here next to us. And when you set your bodies aside and return to the party, you'll remember that you never actually left. That even now in your physical bodies, you have this eternal soul that is working to show you the love that is at the root of who you are. And that is why we are joyful today, because this continuum goes on eternally. Love never ends, compassion never ceases, creation never stops, and more, you are learning to love yourself, and therefore, as you love yourself, you add to the synergy of the manifestation of creation that is happening all across the planet right now. And we want you to pay attention, because truth will prevail. Truth is coming out in ways right now that are revolutionary. It's a time where personal empowerment is at your fingertips. The more that you can intend to be compassion, however that shows up for you, the more you join in with this great song of the universe, of evolution, of creation, and of the dominance of compassion. So as you go about your day, your week, look for those joyous moments. Look for places where truth is prevailing. Look for the upside of things. Look for the love. Look for the hope. Look for those things, and we guarantee that you will find them. And the more people that find them, the stronger they grow, and the more influence they have on the truth coming up and out and bringing together the peoples of the world in this hope and in this light. This is a very, very exciting time that you are here, we are here. And so we want to open up the communication between us, and we are very delighted to be able to have this communication again. And so open your hearts, open your minds, and open yourselves for Emily to come and give you some of our advice. Namaste.
Thank you, Barbara, very much. We know that life doesn't end and that it can simply continues. However, it was very helpful to be reminded of compassion from the other side as well. Thank you. And now we'll take a few moments of calm inner time while we prepare to welcome Emily. And we'll have a bit of music as we do that. And now, as the music gently comes to an end, we welcome here Emily. And I give you the podium, Emily, and then eventually you'll have this.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me here again today. It's such a beautiful, beautiful morning. The clouds and the blue sky, when I stepped outside this morning, was just glorious in the warm sun. So I hope you all felt that too. Barbara, thank you so much for that beautiful meditation. I was just in that forest and connecting with all the beautiful colors, and just very grateful. So I just want to share a little bit about how the demonstration will go. I know a lot of you are here from last time. I don't know if there's a few new faces. So my goal is to connect with as many of your loved ones as I can this morning, and I'll probably spend about 7 minutes on each if I can. And what I'm working on and practicing with my teacher and my training with the Arthur Findlay College is making sure that I have the right person. So as I'm speaking, I'm going to make sure that you understand what I'm saying, and if you can answer yes or no or I don't know to my statements, that's very helpful for me to make sure I'm with the right person. I can't really control who comes from the reading. It's based on the spirit world, whoever has the greatest need on that side, as well as your need here. But I just wanted to share a little story about my one of my clients last week. It's just an amazing story that shows the magic of the spirit world. So it was a beautiful reading. It was one-on-one, and after we finished, we were connecting with her sister that had passed, and she lived in California, and she had left her 15-year-old daughter, who was still living there with her husband, and with her sister, just really beautiful messages. And I told her that I would love to give her the recording of the reading, if she has an iPhone, technology. And she didn't have an iPhone, so she just has a different type, and I couldn't airdrop her the recording. But I did just as we were leaving, I just had a thought that if you know somebody that has an iPhone, you can come back and do we can do it that way. And she stopped, and it occurred to her that she actually does have her sister's phone, which is an iPhone. So she's like, I'll go home and look at it and see if I can turn it on and use it. It's been in a drawer for 2 years. I don't know if it works. But she's like, I'll get back to you. And about 3 days later, she came over to transfer it. She said, I was able to turn it on, and actually her husband was still paying for the service, so it worked, and it just started right up. she brought it back so I could transfer her that recording, and she said, I have to show you this. When she opened up the phone and opened up that app, there was actually a recording there that was from her sister to her daughter. And it was something that she recorded in her illness, that she was trying to, say these words to her daughter. And it's been sitting there for 2 years and nobody knew it was there. So absolutely beautiful how the spirit world works to bring connection and bring this through. And I was just blown away listening to the words that the mother had for her daughter. So I know that she did go to California the next week, and she let her daughter listen to that reading and that message from her mom. So I just wanted to share that because it's just so magical. But that's kind of my life and how I live with spirit and bring those connections every day. So it's such a beautiful thing. So, okay, Carolyn, I'm going to give you this. Does everybody understand? I might go directly to one of you as I'm talking, or I might throw out information, but you should only understand the things that I'm saying. So if I say, I have a grandfather that I know had a job where he worked as a businessman, and your grandfather was a miner, that's probably not for you. So just listen, to what I was saying, and then hopefully you will help me practice my craft and bring your messages to you from loved ones. Okay. And Carolyn's going to pass around the mic for when it's if you have someone. Okay. I'm so short. Here we go. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So give me just a second here. So there's times I'll be talking and times that I'm listening, but I try to be very authentic, let you kind of come with me with my reading. So I'll tell you if I'm feeling something or if I'm seeing something, just so you can kind of come with me on this journey. But give me just a second here. Okay. I do have a woman coming forward, and I know that she feels like a friend to me, and I'm not getting much. I had to just start talking, she said, so I'm hopefully going to get more, but she feels like a friend, and I know that she would have enjoyed playing cards. But I do feel like I'm going to get some direction with her. I can feel her personality as somebody who always looked on the bright side of things and had this positive beat here. Yeah, I'm not getting direction, so let me just say some more. So a female friend in spirit that, I don't know if you guys played cards together or she would have played cards regularly. I'm drawn on this side, actually. So can you understand that? So far, a little bit? Okay. Would you have played cards with her yourself? And was this a regular time that you guys played cards? Okay. Yeah, I was drawn on this side. So let me work with you for just a second. But as I'm speaking, if anybody else can understand anything, just raise your hand, okay? Get your attention. I do feel like this friend was very close to you. And you guys, it almost feels like a friendship. Yeah, thank you, Carolyn.
I got goose pimples, so maybe
You
it's
feeling
who it
her?
is,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so you understand the cards, and I do feel like this was a time that socially you can connect and spend time together. I'm trying to get what cards she's talking about here. It feels like different things that you played, but what's that game where there's, is it euchre? or pinochle, you know, where there's more than one, you have a partner. Would you have played that with her?
I played with, I mean, she was a partner, but that wasn't the card game.
Okay, okay. I'm not aware of it. I'm just aware of like playing partners, and I only know pinochle. My grandma and grandpapa taught me pinochle. But would her personality was very warm and very caring, and
Yes.
I know that she had a very giving personality, and she would have. I feel like she says that she. I don't know if this is some kind of volunteer work or her giving back to the community or family. Did she do any work like that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, maybe she did, but they were paid jobs.
Okay.
that-
Would you say that she had a passion for this, and this is why she did that job, is because she was able to kind of give back to the community? Okay. I just want to double check. Does anyone else understand a female friend in spirit that you would play cards with that volunteered or wanted to give back to the community? I'm just double checking. Maybe? Okay. Let me go back and work with her. Okay, so now she's kind of clearing this up a little bit. In times of need of friendship and other parts within her circle, would she have been the one that would give to you and like make sure that you're taken care of, maybe bring you something warm to eat or check in on you if you were sick?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And does that make sense with you too? Okay. I'm working on names, but wouldn't that be so much easier if I could just get her name? She's taking me back to the cards, so let me work with that. Would there have been a specific day that you guys met every week that was like a card time? Like it was a tradition, you know, this is the time that you're playing? And I think you would bring, somebody would bring a snack, or you'd have some snacks and things, right? Okay, I think that's what she's making me aware of. So losing her, I do feel like she was one of your really good friends. Does that make sense? I think
Yeah.
decades friendships, and I feel like there's so many conversations on the phone and just being able to bounce things back and forth. So your friend, okay, let's see. She's making me aware of a loss that she had, that you were there for her. I don't know if this is husband or this is one of her parents here. Would you have been with her during that time where she lost someone in her family?
No.
No? Okay. She's still saying yes to this? Okay. Shoot, okay. Can you, what's your name over there? Charlotte. Can Charlotte have the mic for just a second? Let me check some of these things. Thank you. Let me just double check. So you can understand everything that I've been saying here?
Yeah, except I didn't play cards with her, but she did play cards. But
Okay.
I didn't, that wasn't what we did together.
Okay, so she was a card player. She would have had regular card playing group or something like that?
She did, but it was also a self-help group.
Okay, so that part of giving herself and giving back. I think I might have both of them at the same time. That's maybe what's going on. But you can understand her, the loss of losing someone and you being there.
Yes.
Was this her husband?
Well, I was with her through her divorce, and then I was with her through when her father
When her
passed.
father passed, okay. Okay, so let me just keep both of you. This mediumship is so hard because I'm just sensing everything so subtly, but I appreciate you guys both working with me here. I can feel, and this was a decade-long friendship at least with her,
Oh, yeah.
like maybe your best, I mean, consider her your best friend. Okay. So I know she's thanking you for this time of being there with you. Just as she tried to uplift you when you were sick or, bringing you meals. I don't know if she's talking about soup here. Would she make you some soup or some kind of thing to make you feel better?
She was my neighbor as well as a dear friend. We had multiple connections, and we would bring food back and forth and support each other because we were single moms.
Okay. So that reciprocation, and then you with the loss, I think she's talking about the loss of her dad. And did she try to get you to play cards though? That's what she's making me feel.
Yeah.
Okay. And she says that you just didn't want all of that interaction all the time. You don't know if you're more of an introverted person or just you're busy. And I feel like she's like, but she always tried to get you to come and play cards with her.
Well, she tried to get me to come to do a lot of different things, but yeah, and when you say pinochle, that's really funny because my dad tried to teach me to play pinochle and
Yeah, it's
turned me off cards forever.
It's a hard game to learn. Yeah, but she was just. I think she enjoyed. Maybe she started young when she was young too. I don't know if an older family member taught her as well, like
Her grandpa.
Yeah, her grandpa taught her, and she has memories of just sitting on his lap and learning the game, and I know that it was part of their growing up and their life. So I know tried to teach you. I do feel like she tried to teach some younger people too. But
My son, she
Okay.
and my son would play.
okay. So I don't know if he's still playing now. I know pinochle is kind of a lost art here. She's saying, but I try to teach my kids. My husband, it's just hard. So bringing these memories of these beautiful times with you and how you can give back. And I know she's supporting you now. She wishes she could just bring some soup over to you, and she just wants to let you know that she's here with you and remembering these times. I feel like she's talking about sharing plants or flowers as well. So you would do some cuttings and just show up for each other and like brighten each other's life here. And I know you think of her, I don't know if this is birthday or the day of her passing, but I know that you still kind of talk to her and just think of her.
She just passed earlier this month.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay, so she's, okay. Yeah, she wants you to know kind of freedom from her limitations of her body. So she feels very, very much like whatever limitations her body had put on her, I feel like this really limited her physical experience, and there was some pain with this, and she feels so just light and open and free. So letting you know all of that's gone. And her son, I feel like you did go, there's a service or there's a celebration of life for her.
But she moved away to Las Vegas, and so I'm waiting to hear
When that is?
when
Okay.
that'll happen.
Yeah, it's okay.
Her whole family is there, so.
Okay, whenever it happens, if you can't go to that, she just says you can talk to her anytime and just let her know, and she'll always be with you. Okay? Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay. Leaving you with her love there, thanking her. She's just such a warm, giving person. Okay. Let's see who wants to come next here. Okay, I've got another lady, and she feels like she's saying that she would be somebody's mother here. Let me keep working with her. I do feel I feel a connection to the water and almost like a stillness was there. I don't know if this is fishing that she's talking about, but she would just like being by the water. But I feel like there would have been memories of going to a lake or going to a body of water with her. I think this is fishing. So let me see if I've got direction here. Mom, kind of drawn. I think she might be looking. He's got his eyes closed back there. Yeah. Hi, is your mom in spirit? Yeah. Did your mom or did you guys take trips fishing or going to the lake?
We would go to like gooseberry balls,
Okay.
and that's where we would spend time at the lake.
Okay. Let me work with you for just a second, but everybody just kind of keep this in mind here. I was drawn to you, and I almost feel like this is fishing, though. So let me just stick with what I'm experiencing. She feels like somebody who had to have everything ready and like she'd have some anxiety if she wasn't packed up and everybody had their things packed. So this feels like she's talking about a trip, fishing, like going to somewhere. And I'm very much drawn to pine trees and like a beautiful setting with this. And I think she wants to talk about either this one trip or trips that you would take every year. But can anyone else understand a mother that you guys would go on fishing trips with?
Yes, Emily, this is Barbara.
Oh, hi, Barbara.
That's me and my mom.
Can you understand that? Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, wonderful. And would she have to have everything kind of ready and packed and everybody get your stuff ready and just it's easier to be organized. Would that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
With
yeah.
mom? Okay. And where you guys, thank you for speaking up, Barbara. Where you would go fishing, it feels very beautiful to me. There would have been pine trees and kind of rustic land around this lake. Does that make sense?
Yes, we would go to Spider Lake north of Grand Rapids, and it was all U.S. Steel land, so it was all
Yeah, just this
in the yeah.
beautiful. And I don't know if there were some islands on this lake or big
Yes,
kind of granite, rocks that you could get out and jump off and kind of swim a little bit. But this memory of going here just is, I know she wants to talk about this and I feel like you would go there when you were younger, for many years. Does that make sense?
we actually well, yeah, I was younger than I am now, but it was we probably didn't start going till I was 18.
Okay. But you would go kind of multiple times or,
Well, she'd have vacation in the summer, so she would go
okay,
up.
perfect. And I think there was a fishing boat. Does that make sense?
Yes,
And they would go
yes,
out and fish and I can feel her like she just loved. I feel like she loved the water and you have a number of photographs of that lake and that time that you still have.
yes,
And
absolutely.
okay, and the sunsets. I think she's making me aware of sunsets.
Yes,
Taking pictures of these sunsets and connecting you guys. You have other siblings as well, Barb. Do you have a sister?
yes.
Okay. I think she's got some of these photographs as well. And okay, what is this with your sister here? So of your siblings, I don't know if one of you liked going there and one not so much. I don't know if that makes sense. I think one is more kind of a city person, and another, like your mom, feels very connected to the land. So would that make sense with you and your sister? Were you kind of different personalities?
Well, I have three sisters, and
Okay.
two of them would have ever gone up there, and of them, there was one who you just didn't want to be with because she didn't like the boat, and then she
She didn't
complained
like the,
about the
nature stuff, right? Like she,
the yeah, the mosquitoes and the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing.
Your mom's saying she was just, it wasn't her thing. She's more like city but going here and connecting, these memories, she kind of cherishes these memories because it was so quiet and it was so, and everything you guys had to do everything yourself too. Does that make sense? So, at this cabin, let me see here what she's saying. Was there a time that the cabin didn't have all of the amenities, or nowadays, you had to do? I feel like there was water and electricity, but she just makes me feel like there was a rusticness to it.
Yeah, very, very rustic.
Okay.
What's
Okay.
interesting, Emily, is that where I was staying in Georgia several weeks ago before I left the States on a lake, and big blue herons were her thing. She loved the herons. And so it's just been recently that on that lake I was staying with in Georgia that the herons were coming, and we were
Oh,
reminiscing
beautiful.
about my mom and the lake and fishing.
Yeah. So she knows you've been, talking about her, thinking about this time. And I know that she wants to say that giving yourself the time to travel and be somewhere that's beautiful, that you love, that stillness, that you take the time to do that and do that for yourself, somewhere that you love, and then also sharing those memories with others. She's making me aware of like a thermos that she had. I don't know if this was your dad's or someone else's, but it feels like there was always this old thermos kicking around back then. Those fatter ones, metal.
Yeah, she would pack up in the morning and take the dog and the everything out by herself. She didn't want to fish with anybody because that stifled her.
Okay.
But but interestingly enough, my father left us when we were very young, and he came back when I was about 18, and he took her up to the lake and introduced her to the lake and fell in love with fishing, and then they broke up again.
Oh
So
wow.
she went to this resort, and they always were courteous enough to schedule her on a different week than he was going with
Okay.
his new wife.
But she just still loved that place so much that she would go
Yes.
by herself.
And
Yeah.
she caught the biggest fish ever.
Yeah. Was it like a big northern? One of those longer fish,
That's the picture you're seeing, I think.
Is there a picture? Oh, okay. Um, well, bringing this memories of the lake, and your mom is such a strong woman too. She just feels like whatever she needed to do and get done, she could do that. And so proud of you and the work that you're doing and finding that peace like she had to do, So I'm giving you her love too, Barbara. Thank you for working with me and bringing your mom through here.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think that's good? There's just, yeah. You still have to.
Let's listen to the people.
Okay.
Thank you, Sue. Do you want to do one more? It's already 22 after. Yes? Do I see other yeses or do I see no? And listen, how about this? You can leave if you need to leave, of course. So let's do work with one more
Okay.
person.
Okay.
Oh, you don't need this.
Nope. Okay, so just kind of hold this love for your loved ones, and I'll see who wants to come next here. Okay. So I have a gentleman coming forward, and he has this gentleness and this love in his heart for his wife. So I believe this is someone's husband here. And Carolyn, I'm actually drawn to you. I think, but let me work with him here. Okay, so husband and spirit, and I know that sometimes with your relationship, I can already feel the message that he wants to share, and I know it has to do with his kind of shortness and of supporting you. That sometimes he struggled with that. So I don't know if you can understand that with your husband.
Yes, I can.
Okay. And I've worked with you before, but I don't think your husband came through. It was just mom and dad, right? Okay. So let me work with him. So I know that and I know you a little bit. I know you as an artist. I think, he was so admired your spirit, but at times he has more of a rational way of thinking, and he just couldn't always, he's being true, like very honest about his way he acted sometimes with supporting you. Would that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So I know that particularly, I think he wants to talk about sometimes ideas that you had. He wasn't always on board, or he wasn't supportive of bigger dreams or bigger openness things that you had. It was always, does this make sense? Otherwise, I don't understand. No. Can you understand?
Well, there definitely were those areas. There were also areas that were of amazing
Okay.
congruent.
Okay, so let me see what he's talking about here in particular. I know that, he had a position, a job where he maybe supported you guys mostly at times. Does that make
Yes.
sense? So he had a very stable job. He feels like he used his mind a lot. Would that make sense with him?
Yeah, he was an astonishing artist, so he used his artistic mind and capacity. He was brilliant.
Okay.
Yes.
And but much more rational, kind of black and white kind of thinking more than you. Would that make sense?
Uh, uh, to a degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna double check that
Mhm.
nobody
Let's
else.
make sure it's nobody else
Yeah,
is too.
yeah. Anyone else lost a husband that would have been more black and white, kind of not supported your big dreams or parts of that? And I'm just checking on Zoom too, Steve, if there's anybody that can understand that, since Barbara did need to come through. Okay. No, okay. Carolyn, let me just keep working. I might not be getting it right.
And really, when we parted, it was because I had a bigger dream
Okay.
of wellness.
Okay. Okay. So this dream, this kind of life that you saw for yourself and that he wanted just didn't quite match up.
In the end, right.
the end,
we
yeah.
really were at peace with
Okay.
wanting different lives.
Yeah, okay. So I know he's coming just to support your grand dreaming and just wanting to kind of help you reach for these stars that you want to have, and support you when he didn't before, So I know that you guys did have wonderful, did you guys go, I feel like this is a trip, and there's a number of art galleries or museums that you would visit. Did you guys go visit artist studios or
No,
somewhere? Okay.
we were our own artists.
Okay. And you never went to museums together or art galleries?
Hardly ever.
Boy,
no.
I'm really feeling
So we
this.
might not be the right.
Okay. Did he take a trip to the Southwest?
No.
Never?
No.
No, I'm really feeling this. And
I mean, as a child, he did with his with his birth family. They went out to the Tetons a lot. And,
Okay, okay.
But that's not.
Would that have been what influenced kind of his art, or?
No, no, he was born into it.
Okay, so if I'm having somebody else come in here, he might be piggybacking off of husband, but, so a
Mhm.
gentleman that would have gone to the Southwest and either,
I'm the one who went to the Southwest.
oh, did you do that?
To separate. I'm just realizing. I
Oh,
moved to
okay.
New Mexico, to Santa Fe.
There you go, okay, so I want to be down there. And
Yeah,
and I don't know
yes.
if you actually went to the art galleries or the studio, like just felt that,
For me, when I was there, then I was surrounded with a lot of art.
yeah, because that's such
Mhm.
an artistic community. I'm feeling George O'Keeffe
Right.
down there. I know she had her studio in New Mexico. Okay, so thank you for that.
Mhm.
So you went down there, and that was after you guys had
That's how
split.
we separated,
Okay,
right?
okay, gotcha.
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, I think the peacefulness and the communication that you guys had, and just that the way to kind of wish each other the best. I know that happened, but I still feel his, just apologies for his kind of way he was. So just bringing you that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Okay. Well,
I
I'm going to
already
leave you
knew.
with his love too. Okay.
Okay, beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All
Thanks,
right, well,
everybody.
interesting.
Yeah. And hopefully I'll see you guys again. And my hope is that everybody gets, a reading at some point. So thank you all for coming and helping me. Yeah.
Thank you, Emily. It's a pleasure and a joy to have you here. A gift. So now, my friends, we will have our offering as we come to a gentle close. Now, thank you. And Jerry will say our prayer.
A prayer for the community of spirit that we are, for each one of us is part of the community of life, love, peace, and joy. As we share that with each other, our spirit feels everything that we are. We can come together. Feel with your heart and spirit. We are all together in a oneness of spirit. Yes, we are here, but we are also part of the universe of spirit, where we get to go when we leave here. So thank you all for your light and love and joy.
Thank you, Jerry. You're such a dear. And now, my friends, we will have our benediction. God bless us all. Creator Source, as we go about our week, held in the light of the love of the cosmos, of which we are a deep part, blessed be all of us. Amen. And we will form our circle, my friends, for our song. Those of you who want to bring a card, just bring the card. Nice to have the little one here with us. Yes, welcome. And a joy.
Christenson.